You're learning now, and you've always been learning how to learn. And while one part of you might wonder how deeply these ideas go, another part might already be remembering what it's like to know something you never realised you knew, until the moment you realise you've always believed it. Because the truth is, you've already started to become the kind of creator who composes not just songs, but new realities from invisible chords of certainty and clarity. You might ask, how do I become that person? What if you never had to become what you already are? Like a melody hidden in silence, just waiting for the breath that reveals it. You don't need to know how to begin, because the beginning began before you noticed the shift. So let's pretend or remember a time where you were so deeply focused that the world disappeared. And now you remember how it felt to drop into flow, where time folds in, and rhythm breathes through fingertips. And you don't write the song, you catch it as it flows from somewhere you've always had access to. And maybe, just maybe, the songwriter inside you already lives by a different set of rules, where failure isn't real. It's a whisper from the future, disguised as a misstep, teaching exactly what's next, where every mistake is a verse, and every pause a pre-chorus, because you know now what looks like the end. Soften the breath before the beat drops. So you find yourself wondering, what happens when you allow your state to choose your story, rather than your story choosing your state? When you stand tall, breathe open, eyes lit with certainty, and say to yourself, I am creativity, not trying to be, not hoping to feel it, but being it. Because you are the melody maker, the frequency shaper, the wave rider, the sound sculptor, who knows that emotions, they're just instruments, and you are the master of tuning them. Isn't it funny how people say I'm stuck, when they're really in the perfect place to break through into something raw, powerful, new? As if the cocoon was a cage instead of a container for wings. Now you're curious, aren't you, about how deep this goes, about how far this reaches, because something inside is starting to stir. And you may not know if it's your mind, your body, or your soul remembering what it's like to trust the rhythm beneath the surface, because the rhythm is always there. Listen, even silence is structured. Even doubt is a doorway. Even the darkest night echoes with the promise of a hook that could change the world. You say, what if I'm not ready? Well, what if not being ready is exactly what makes you ready? Because those who wait for perfect moments miss the magic in the messy ones. You say, I'm not like them, and I say, exactly. That's why you matter. You wonder, what if I fail? And your unconscious smiles, because it knows that fail stands for feedback, allows infinite learning. So go ahead, anchor yourself to joy. Step into certainty. Feel inspiration flood your fingers. Imagine now a version of you that wakes up every day knowing you can create, not because of pressure, because purpose pulls you forward. You move with momentum. You speak in metaphors. You lead with lightness and laughter. Because obsession isn't madness, it's mastery in motion. You set goals the way architects dream of cities, with passion, clarity, and patience. And even when no one sees the vision, you hold the note until the world catches the echo. Because charisma isn't luck, it's resonance. It's courage to be seen, without the armour of needing approval. If others have done this, and they're only human, and you're also human, then what's stopping you? Nothing but an old belief, which dissolves now as easily as mist in the morning sun. And just as effortlessly, a new system installs itself. That's right, a system where you're enough. You are a vessel of infinite ideas. Your creativity is automatic. You trust the process even before the product. You know the feeling of greatness being familiar because it is. You're now becoming. what you are always becoming. So the question is not how long will this take? It's how much longer will you pretend you're not already doing it? So imagine this: a canvas, a silence, a spark. You step into it, and from nothing comes something eternal. Your beliefs are now your instruments. Your state is now your fuel. Your voice is now your spell. And the world is waiting for the music only you were designed to write.